Hi, this is Geert-Jan. I went to the plugin portal, the NetBeans plugin portal. I found the CoffeeScript NetBeans plugin, installed it into NetBeans, and now we're going to see what it can do for us. It's kind of comparable to Sass and Less, where Sass and Less are preprocessors for CSS. CoffeeScript is the preprocessor for JavaScript. So instead of creating a CoffeeScript application, I'm going to create a normal HTML5 application, and I'll call it Hello CoffeeScript. I'll click Next. Click Next again. We're going to use jQuery. I include jQuery, and I click Finish. Here we have a small application to help us get started, and immediately good thing to do is to deploy it, and you see it in the embedded browser. And now we're going to make our changes. So this is going to be an H1. We're going to work with the H1 tag a lot. So here we have our tag. We create a new CSS style sheet, call it styles, and in here we create a new CSS class, call it blue, and code completion shows us that there is a color, and we can use usefully, obviously blue is the color. And now we're going to switch the H1 tag to that color when we click on the H1. So we create a new, not a new JavaScript file, because that's going to be created for us by CoffeeScript. Now I've used it recently, the CoffeeScript template, so that's why it's in the recent files list. But if you haven't used it before, just go to Other and you'll see empty CoffeeScript file. I'll go in there and type app, and immediately you see that the app file is created, the app JavaScript is created from it. So auto-compile is set to on. That's why we now have this JavaScript file created. We can use Rhino to process our CoffeeScript into JavaScript, or we can use Node.js. It's your choice. I've not seen any problem using the plain old Rhino JavaScript engine so far. So let's go ahead, and we have here our CoffeeScript file, which we're going to put into one side of our screen, and we're going to put the JavaScript file on the other side. So just to show you what happens as we type in the CoffeeScript file. So let's make some space in the IDE. There we go. And I type $ and arrow, and you can see automatically created on the other side is a new function. So that's really quite nice, and that's also the entire point of using CoffeeScript. So here we go, H1, new H1 tag, and we say click, and importantly we put a space there, and after that we put another arrow. So now imagine we didn't have the space here. So you can see here, click, and then we pass in a function. Well, if there was no space here, click itself would be the function. So this is a big difference. Click, and here we get the new function. And then we say, let's say this, and then we will add the class, which we know already is named blue. So we put blue in there, and we'll use a jQuery fade out as well, and in here we'll have slow, so there'll be a slow fade out. So now we have this whole nice bit created for us, and we go into the browser, and you can see that we need to, of course, we need to attach all of this into our HTML file. So right now we have nothing in there. So let's include our script, which is jQuery, and it's also our app. And next we include a link to our style sheet, and here it is. So I save, Now I click in the browser and you can see it's working immediately. So I refresh, So we get it back. So we click on our H1, and this function, which we created in the much simpler CoffeeScript, is invoked, and the H1 becomes blue and it fades out. That's it. Welcome to CoffeeScript in NetBeans.